know all of you have been wondering how a story involving psychics, cyborgs, and a total cunt would end. Well, sit back in your swivel chairs because we're going to be finishing this bad boy. Aneurysm-inducing stupidity be damned. Realizing that the character was just as boring as I said he was back in the first part of this review, the show decides that the Salaryman will be the first to die unceremoniously at the hands of Brigitte Nielsen.
No, stop! Don't kill him, Lucifer!
I must resist!
Your pathetic willpower is no match for me. You must submit while I rape your mind.
You're going to show him Mad Bull 34? You fiend!
Now we intercept Tachihara on the highway.
No, Lucifer. You've gone way too far already. We're not coming with you.
No, Brigitte. You've gone mad with power. I will stop you. I hate you so much. Brian May figures that Brigitte may have gone off the deep end, so he teleports himself and Hermione away. It seems that Brigitte doesn't need them, as she hovers a motorcycle out of a shop window and begins to track the other members of Bitch Tits' team.
This is Kuwata. Listen, there's a hunter coming after you. What's your current location?
We're in a traffic jam on the Tokyo Bay Highway. We're quite close to the Arakawa exit. Looks as if there must have been a serious accident because when we first got onto the highway, the traffic was trailing back for about 15 km.
I see. Okay, well, take care and make sure you get Tachihara to the chief in one piece.
Okay, no problem.
Good. Now I want you to impose radio silence for the rest of the journey.
Oh, come on. How many powers is Brigitte gonna pull out of her ass before the show's over?
It's possible somebody could be listening in. Okay, that's all. Over and out.
Honey, are you okay? I'm right here. I'm fine. Are you sure?
Annie Potts and Jerky Man notice that Brigitte is closing in on their location fast. They wire some explosive ordnance along a lane of cars. Does it work? Of course not.
Adios, bitch!
Hold the fuck!
I'll buy you some time. Use it to get Tachihara the hell away from here.
I'm sorry, but scenes like this are a pet peeve of mine. A godlike entity of massive power just walks slowly towards a helpless being who cannot get it through their thick head that they're fucked and continue to fire their pea shooters at them. Brigitte could kill Annie Potts at any time here, but no, she draws the scene out and wastes mine and everyone else's time by doing it. Just fucking kill her already!
We've been clearing away all the corrupt vermin who soiled the name of Japan, and that means we have to get rid of anyone who stands in our way.
Thank you! Of course, Brigitte makes short work of the remaining two, including making the tortured terrorist explode. But up until he goes up like a packet of salsa in a microwave, he keeps calling her a psychotic bitch.
Silence! You don't know anything. Ours is a just and noble cause of true patriotism.
The fuck it is! You're just a pawn in the game, the same as me!
Shut up! You and I have nothing in common. Do you hear? Nothing! You have no principles, no honor, and no worth. You betrayed your comrades for money, you Judas.
You crazy bitch!
I don't know if it's hubris or just plain stupidity, but these characters just cannot get it through their heads that they're about to get butt-fucked into oblivion. Let it go. Bitch Tits, having been ordered by Alec Baldwin to investigate the missing team members, finally makes her way to the freeway to find Jerky Man under the control of Brigitte Nielsen.
Hacker, what happened? Did Peace and Tachihara get away? Hacker, what's wrong?
Shoot him.
What's the grenade for? Hacker?
Shoot him, you
What are you doing? Look out, the pin's coming out! Hacker, get rid of it! Get rid of it! Ah!
Alright, a complete bitch, a hypocrite, and also dumber than a bag of hammers. She's about one Mein Kampf reading away from being the worst sort of person imaginable. And considering the already present anti-Semitism, I'm not ruling it out. Bitch Tits manages to survive, but it looks like not for long. Luckily, Brian May and Hermione poof into being and back her up. I never thought a scene in which two people disassemble and reassemble a bridge would be so compelling. Come on, this is supposed to be a psychic battle we're talking about here. Throw a mind bullet for God's sake! Realizing that this fight scene is lameness personified, Bitch Tits figures that she ought to do something, and pulls out an experimental gun that Grand Moff Tarkin gave her.
Ichihara said the recoil off this gun could break my arm. Well, here goes.
One more time, in case you missed it.
Ichihara said the recoil off this gun could break my arm. Well, here goes.
Is Bitch Tits even aware that the sounds she's making with her mouth can be interpreted as words?
Fuck and piss!
I guess not. By the by, third and second worst lines of the show, respectively. Not only does this gun barely give Brigitte a scratch, but it also doesn't break Bitch Tits' arm. Grand Moff Tarkin is a fucking liar. Hermione manages to save Bitch Tits from retaliation, but she takes a mind bullet to the head. This causes Brian May to have what I think is an emotion and teleports a gas tanker over Brigitte's head for Bitch Tits to ignite, teleporting away before the ensuing explosion takes the three out. And Bitch Tits' arm? Still not broken. While the fate of Brigitte is uncertain, the fate of Hermione is quite grim, which causes Brian May to turn on his crying function. Jeez, trying to watch Brian here actually churn out an emotion is like watching a two-legged dog try to run. It's just uncomfortable for everyone involved. It doesn't take long for the building the group are in to be surrounded by more hired goons, which provides Grand Moff Tarkin the perfect opportunity to do more insane rambling laughter for no reason.
Now all those imbeciles who sneered at my work like that Maisaka will have their comeuppance. Raiden will soon wipe the smug grins off their stupid faces. Ah, yes, you can have no idea of how long I've waited for this day, Angel. Those that laughed at my genius will now be destroyed by it.
Soon I will conquer the whole world.
You have to wonder, does the science make the mad scientist? Or was he mad to begin with? We may never know. So Adam Carolla is sent out to wreak death among the many, many nameless peons. The guy is simply unstoppable and makes quick work of the completely non-threatening soldiers. How non-threatening are they, you may ask? Well, when the sound you make as you're being blown up sounds less like a death scream and more like you just got rat-tailed in a locker room, you're not scaring anybody. Despite Adam kicking 10 kinds of ass, the soldiers manage to break into the building, and a firefight erupts in generic lobby number 453, where, again, Bitch Tits uses that hand cannon that is allegedly so powerful that human hands cannot fire it. And again, all it does is stun her. Though she's pinned down by fire, Adam swoops in and makes the save. This act of selflessness seems to have a profound effect on Bitch Tits.
Thank God, I was getting worried.
You've changed. Now that I've become a machine, you're worried about me. But you didn't spare me a second thought that day I crashed.
Well, that was before you had a robo-dick to fuck me senseless with! You know, it's just not one of my videos until I make jokes about robotic penises and bruised labias. Some soldiers manage to break through, though, and have Tarkin right where they want him, but Brian May, finally doing something useful, dispatches them. It's been a whole 3 minutes since we last saw Grand Moff Tarkin marvel at his own work and laugh and have a joygasm over how awesome he is. Guess what time it is?
Just to penetrate the ceramic armor requires a force greater than 300 atmospheres per square millimeter. To damage the reinforced titanium endoskeleton would require an even greater force. This means he's nearly indestructible. I knew it. I'm a genius.
You know that Clones of Bruce Lee clip I showed a bit ago? Yeah, Grand Moff Tarkin is worse than Dr. Nye. At least Dr. Nye was laughing about his different inventions and means to take over the world. Tarkin keeps going on and on about his one invention. It's like if Peter Garrett from Midnight Oil was trawling bars, trying to pick up chicks by bragging that he wrote Beds Are Burning. Wow! That was a tangent.
Where's Ichihara?
Somewhere you'd never find him. Now give yourself up.
You ignorant fool. You stand no chance against me. Either hand over Ichihara or I'll tear you limb from limb and I'll kill everyone else here. Now where is he?
You're the psychic, asshole. You tell me. So, of course, Brigitte Nielsen joins the fracas and starts to kick Adam's teeth in. And is it just me, or has Brigitte taken one too many steroid injections to the everything? Tarkin, realizing he hasn't made the perfect machine after all, pushes Adam's body to the limit and giving him just enough power to fight back.
You bastard! You've underestimated the power of Japanese technology, you evil bitch!
But even at full power and the noisy cricket on his side, he's only able to gravely wound Brigitte before being knocked out and left helpless. For reasons that completely baffle me, Brigitte decides to rip her corset open, exposing her gross, misshaped tit. Count your lucky stars that Censor Kaiser here is doing his job, because Brigitte topless is like two volleyballs nailed to a side of beef. You know, like the real Brigitte Nielsen. So begins the long, drawn-out sequence of bitch tits and Brian May bringing Brigitte Nielsen teetering on the edge of defeat, only to not seal the deal and let her get away. Despite bitch tits punching a hole through her shoulder and Brian May grinding her body against the stone ceiling, Brigitte still pimps away. I've been wondering, what is the extent of these psychic powers that these characters have? You constantly see them hurl shit at each other like bolted down structures and other heavy objects like they were nothing. So, are they telekinetic? If that's the case, and Brian May's psychic powers aren't strong enough to exert enough force to crush Brigitte, why doesn't he just fling her into the nearby water and keep her submerged until the bubbles stop? And for that matter, why doesn't Brigitte try to do that? Can they only manipulate inorganic matter? Whoops! There I go again, putting more thought and consideration into the story than the fucking writer did.
Don't worry. I'll finish Lucifer, protect Ichihara, and uncover the politicians behind all this. They'll not get away with it.
Sweetie, that was nice and all, but he's passed out and can't hear you. You could light firecrackers in his nose and blare Manowar out your car's stereo, and he would not budge an inch. Brian and Bitch Tits try to regroup after Brigitte makes tracks, as Brian postulates that she would be somewhere in the building where there's access to a large amount of power, because apparently being psychic allows you to absorb electricity for health like you were Cole McGrath from Infamous. Then, completely jarring the viewer, we cut back to Alec Baldwin attempting to arrest one of the corrupt business officials who have sold out to the... Of course, a shootout ensues, and Alec goes down, but not before the slime merchant goes off on one of the longest, rambling lines I've ever heard in a dub.
I see I'm not the only one around here who took the precaution of a bulletproof vest, but it won't do you any good, Taki, because at the end of the day, this little dispute's going to be settled by who has the most firepower. And if I was a betting man, which I am, I wouldn't give your Smith & Wesson Police Chief Special very good odds against my Uzi machine pistol, which is far superior. But then, when it comes to the really important things in life, you've always had a knack for making the wrong decisions, Taki.
Sweet Christ, dude! Breathe! Lord knows you don't want to die while recording a dub for Angel Cop. Alec tries to play for time by going on and on about how someone else is bound to find out about them and they're selling out to the... yeah, but the slime merchants just wave it off, having heard it all before. Meanwhile, back at the somewhat interesting half of the story, Brigitte frags Brian good and almost kills him, but again she's interrupted by Bitch Tits, who only lasts about a minute before she too is pinned against the wall and is about to be mind-raped. But then she's interrupted again, this time by Adam Carolla. Would someone just kill someone already? In a last-ditch effort to kill Brigitte, Adam tells Bitch Tits to shoot her fucking god gun right at his head, taking the both of them out for good. Why the hell does he have to sacrifice himself when she could just as easily use that gun to shoot only Brigitte in the head, you may ask?
My armor is covered in an anti-psychic coating, which is highly toxic to psychics such as yourself. When it gets hit by a shell from the Magnum, it'll explode and shards of it'll rip straight through you. There's no way you can survive.
Oh, the classic fuck you, that's why answer.
Just do it! That I die isn't important, but killing Lucifer is. Justice must be done, and I don't care if I die in the process of upholding it. What are you waiting for? We haven't got all day! Come on, Angel, get him! You can do it! Shoot me through the back of the head! Hurry!
All right, I'll do it. Straight through the back of the head, like you say. But if this is justice, then I'm a banana.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst line of the entire show. If this is justice, then I'm a banana. What is that even supposed to fucking mean? As if the show hasn't dragged out the ending long enough, we have to wait as Bitch Tits takes 4 tries to nail a shot through both their heads. Yeah, I get that the gun's recoil is like God punching you in the arm, but why the fuck doesn't Bitch Tits here just walk the entire 3 steps towards the two and put the gun right at his head and shoot point blank? A complete bitch, a total hypocrite, dumber than a bag of hammers, and now skull-fucking incompetent. They did it. They made the most least likable character I've ever seen in an anime. Yeah, the asshole rapist from Dune Megalopolis was lower than fucking pond scum, but at least he was somewhat intelligent. Bitch Tits here? Completely irredeemable. The show, however, is not quite done yet. As Bitch Tits gathers the passed out Brian May, we cut to the slime merchants making a getaway. However, they unknowingly bring aboard their helicopter a hidden bomb that promptly blows up. Apparently, and off camera, Alec Baldwin managed to slip his restraints and kill 2 guards. And then this happens.
This was the end of the line for the Special Security Force, but they took down the corrupt government officials with them. In the media, all the killings were put down to terrorist activity, and once again, the only real victims of the conflict were truth, freedom, and justice.
The end? See how the frame begins to pixelate the further they zoom in? This ending was obviously done in post and was not part of the original animation. In fact, if you put it on the subtitles, there's no narrator speaking. It's just the subtitles prattling off the same information. Manga Entertainment completely pulled this ending out of their ass. How does it really end? I don't know. The show has been out of print for years both here in the States and in Japan, so it's unlikely that you'll ever be able to find an uncut version of this show. What a fucking way to end the series. Again, I stress this show is god-awful, but does it deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as Mad Bull 34? Hell no! At least Angel Cop has some semblance of reality hidden under its convoluted and deceptively anti-Semitic story, instead of Mad Bull, which just aped shit at the viewer and expected us to care by the end of it. Wow. I can't believe I just compared something favorably to Angel Cop. I need to wrap this up quickly before I go off the deep end. Ugh. Some of you may be wondering what the third part of this holy trinity of crap might be. Well, another time perhaps. Don't want to blow my load too early, right? So let's shift gears instead and shed some light on a horrible show that, despite the odds, not a lot of people know about. Till next time!